Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. I am Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States, out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode number 351 of the Immigration Answer Show. I hope you all are doing well. I hope you're having a great day. I'm happy to be here. I'll be here for the next hour, 1:30 to 2:30, trying to answer as many immigration law-related questions as I can. Now, if you've been on the show before and then you call and ask us to take off your clip, I'm not going to call you back up into the waiting room. So everything you say here is public. So every week we have someone come on the show and then they come back and they say, please take that down. That's a real hassle for us. So make sure that if you are asking me a question, you understand that this is all public, because sometimes we can't take it down. So everything you say on the video is public and it's publicly available. So keep that in mind. If you want to talk about your friend in California or your friend down the street or your cousin Eddie, that's all fine. You don't have to come on camera if you don't want to. You don't have to say anything you don't want to. This is all voluntary. And most importantly, be smart about your case. But if you come on the show and then you ask us to take down your clip, I'm not going to call you back up into the waiting room. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We got a lot of people here already waiting. I don't see anybody face-to-face in the waiting room. Remember, I need to see your face in the waiting room so they know that you're there. It's so funny. On the weekends, everybody's happy to show their face and nobody wants to go off camera. But on the weekdays, people are a lot more skittish about going on camera. So let me know that you're here and I will call you up and we'll go from there. All right, so let's go to Gurnee. Hi, Gurnee.
Hey, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing great, thanks. How can I help you?
Yeah, so I have one question. So I am employed with a company and I am on H-1B visa. And when I had joined the company, I had signed a document which said as a liquidation damage. And nowhere in the document it mentions that it is because of the company is sponsoring the visa and everything. So nothing is mentioned like that. It says that because they have spent time and money on training me, and therefore because I am leaving the company before completion of 2 years, I will have to provide certain amount,
How
which is it's a
is it
$10,000 amount.
10,000? Okay.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, I mean, I definitely do not have that money to provide to them right now. So what are the consequences?
This is a really great question. Thanks for calling and asking. I have to say a couple of things. Number one is I'm able to do this show and talk about immigration because it's federal and it's true all around the country, right? Because a citizenship case is the same and it's under federal law in Utah or Missouri or Florida or wherever, right? But when it comes to contracts that people sign when they take employment, that's governed by state law. So I can't give you specific advice about the rules in your state because you're going to have to talk to an employment lawyer in the state in which you signed the contract, or the contract probably has a provision in it that says this contract is governed by the law of Ohio, right? So whatever that is, you're going to have to talk to a lawyer there. But generally, what I know about the situation is that the employer is entitled, even without a contract, to come after you for the actual expenses that they spent in getting you the H-1B, not in training. They can't, I don't think they can come after you for training, but that would be a matter, again, for state law for you to ask the employment lawyer. But generally with an H-1B, there can't be a penalty. They can't try to keep someone on their H-1B at the employer by charging a very high penalty. But if it costs them, say, $3,000 in filing fees, premium processing, and then $2,000 or $5,000 in legal fees, then they would be entitled to get that back from you if you left.
Okay, so they are entitled to get it back from me.
I mean, you got to talk to the lawyer in your state. There might be some state provisions that would prevent them, but generally, they went out on a limb and spent money on you, and they did that in the expectation that you would stay. So that's sort of like their offer on the contract. Your offer on the contract was, if you get me this H-1B, I will come work there. So, I mean, if you quit the day after you get your H-1B, I think that's very different than if you quit right at the end of your H-1B or right before you renew your H-1B. So I think there's sort of some wiggle room there. But again, you're going to need a lawyer to negotiate with them your exit, it sounds like. And you might talk to the new employer and say, hey, look, I'd love to come work for you, but these guys are trying to hit me with a $10,000 penalty. Can you help me pay them to get out so I can come work for you? They might do it, or they might help.
Okay. Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Okay. All right.
Thanks,
Thank you
Gurnee.
so
Good
much.
luck. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. See ya. All right. Sam's here. Hi, Sam.
Hey, how you doing, Jim?
Good.
I have one question for you. So next month we are about to file the 751 application.
Sure.
So my question is about the fee. There is like filing fee and the biometric fee. Do I have to send both fees together combined, or I have to send them separate?
One check.
Okay, one check for both of them.
Yep.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
That was easy. Bye,
Thanks.
Sam.
Bye-bye.
See ya. All right. JJ's here. Hi, JJ.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Great. How are
Well,
you guys?
hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
We're doing fine. So my husband lives in Qatar. I'm actually in Qatar right now. And the issue is in the US, how important is it for income? Because I lost a job in January. Now I have another job, but their contract and they're shaky right now. So how important is it for income? Because I've already filed a 130,
I-130.
I-130, yes. So it's in a process by USCIS.
So when the time comes and you get your case to the National Visa Center, you're going to have to show them A, that you're currently employed, B, that you're making enough salary, and C, that you've made enough in your adjusted gross income on your tax returns for the last 3 years. So you're going to have to show 3 good years of earning history. I would say if you're a single person, around $30,000 a year, and you're going to have to show them that you're currently employed. If you can't do that, then you're going to need to get a co-sponsor when the time comes.
Okay. Okay, another thing about so if I choose to move to Qatar here and find work, does my income have to be US based, or can I work here and still be able to work with USCIS?
I think that's going to be a problem because one, you're going to have to file tax returns, so you're going to have to declare all that income in the United States. So make sure you do that. But even then, that might be shaky for them, because if you're trying to get your spouse a green card so that he can come live in the United States, but you're trying to use income from overseas, then the thought is that if they give him the green card, then you're not working overseas. So how are you going to support him? So I think, again, you'd probably need a co-sponsor.
Got it. Okay, got it.
So also, how do we check in? Please, how do we check in our account?
You don't know.
Well, you should have a case number, and you should be able to log into USCIS website and check.
Okay, thank you so much.
Any other question?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I heard him.
Bye, JJ. All right. Let's go to Preet. Hi, Preet.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I have one quick question. Currently, I'm on F1 visa, and my H1B got picked in this March 2023 lottery. So, company is about to file my H1. Meanwhile, I'm planning to get married this year, and my girlfriend is a citizen, but she is divorced. Still after divorce, also still his petition is showing under review. She did send all the documents to the USCSI, and it's almost there is nothing much that we can do it. So, what do you suggest on this? We are planning to get married, and I'm planning to get my I-130 filed.
So you're planning to marry a U.S. citizen who previously filed
Yes. I-130.
and 485 for someone inside the United States?
No, outside the United States.
Okay.
So
how long ago did they get divorced?
So 2020 she filed I-130 petition, and 2021 they got divorced, and then since then they already sent all the documents to the USCSI before approval. I mean, the approval hasn't been made yet. So still after during his interview on the citizenship, she became citizen on 2022, and then November, and then she was asked that whether she is married, maternal status, and she told that she is divorced. So how do we handle this situation?
Why did the first marriage fall apart?
Due to some internal issues of fighting and all this stuff. Nature did not match.
Did USCIS approve the I-130, or was it still pending when they
No,
got divorced?
it's still pending. It's still pending.
And the U.S. citizen, the person who's now married to two different people, were they born in the United States?
No.
So how did they get their citizenship? Was it through marriage?
No, green card based, file based, immigration based file.
But who sponsored them before? Who sponsored her for the green card that she
Her
got?
aunt,
Her aunt.
her aunt.
Okay, so what's your question for me?
So my question is, she previously got once married, right? Now I am the second one who will be marrying her. So
Right.
will my file will be in trouble if I file my I-130 petition since the old file is still showing under review?
You're gonna have to explain it all. Yeah, they're not gonna like it.
So how do we explain that thing?
So you need a lawyer. You should not file this case without a lawyer. It's complicated. You need to prove that the real marriage was valid, that it just didn't work out, and then you have to prove your marriage too. So I would suggest hiring an attorney to help you with this case.
Okay. Okay. And the other thing is, she filed my I-130, uh, or still when it's only allowed just once, and once that file is cleared up, we can file the second time.
You mean she's notified them in writing, but they just haven't notified you that it's been withdrawn? And can you go ahead and file a new I-130?
Yeah.
The answer to that question is yes, but you need to document the hell out of the past case. You can't just say, we had one before, please again, withdraw that one so that we can get started. You need to walk them through everything. I would go ahead and have her request her old file from immigration so that I could see everything before I filed, especially since you're not married yet. So that's what I would do.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Thank you so much.
Goodbye, Preet. All right, Nissa's here. Hi, Nissa.
Hey Jim, how are you?
Did I say your name right?
Yeah, you said it right.
Nice. How you doing?
That's great. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just calling in. I've been listening to your show just for a couple weeks pretty consistently, so it's just been really helpful for us. And
Welcome. Thanks for calling.
so I do have a question about just my husband and I we've filed the I-30 or the I-130 and also the 485, but we filed the I-130 in May of last year, which is still saying it's processing from May 2022. And then later on in December, we filed the 485 through a company called Boundless. And we attached like all the different forms and paperwork, the advanced parole that you've been talking about, the temporary work visa, and then we also just we sent we sent in the payments and everything as well. And so one issue we're running up against is for me trying to file taxes, we can't file as married because he doesn't have a number. And so we're still going through this process, and there's two different options I could do. I asked two different options. One is for him to get an I-10. The other is to ask for an extension to extend my taxes until October. I wanted to ask you which one would be better for someone who's going through an adjustment of status process with immigration.
Sure, a couple questions. So number one is when you sent in the 45, did you also include the I-130 receipt notice so they could attach the two cases to each other?
Yes.
Okay, good.
We do include that.
And you have receipt notices for the 45 and the 765 and the 131?
Yes, we do. And
Okay.
so one hiccup with that though is that when we sent we have the receipt and we got it in the mail for the I-130. The other receipt notices we haven't received yet. We got the text messages that said that they were sent, but as far as like for example the biometrics exam, we were supposed to get a notice for that, and we called USCIS and they said they already sent a notice, but we never received it in the mail. And so we requested for another notice to be sent to us so that we could get that rescheduled. So we're just waiting for that.
So USCIS has sent, you're talking about biometrics, right?
Yes.
USCIS has sent a biometrics notice, but you never received it.
No, we never received it.
And you can't access it online?
I've tried to, but it gives me some kind of error. Like with the biometrics, I know it's attached to the 485, but when I try to look at that specific form online, it won't let me. It doesn't give me that option to look for the biometrics or the 485.
Okay, so I would take that 45. I would take that 485 receipt notice to the application support center that's closest to you and say, hey, my case has been pending for a while. you guys sent me a biometrics notice, but we never received it. We need to try to get my husband's biometrics because you're not going to get the work card or the travel card or the green card. Nothing's going to happen until that happens.
Right.
As far as the affidavit of support and all that stuff, you're probably going to need to. I'm okay with you filing your taxes separately this year. That's okay with me if you have lots of other marital evidence.
I believe we have quite a bit of evidence. We worked with I don't know if you're familiar with Boundless, but we hired that company, and it's like a flat rate. It's like just under $1,000.
Yeah,
And
I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan, but okay, go
you're
ahead.
not a fan of them. Okay,
No.
that's good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you already know what I mean. I guess that kind of the type of service that we had. So,
Well, I just think you get what you pay for.
right.
Yeah.
So,
So
oh, go ahead.
but
I'm so
anyway,
sorry.
no, no, I interrupted you. You were gonna explain the marital evidence that you submitted.
Marital evidence. So we submitted our marriage certificate, pictures. We submitted a lease. What'd you say? Oh yeah, affidavits of support or not support. Excuse me. Yes, I did submit that, but we did submit affidavits.
From friends and stuff.
One from a couple that knows us from church. We met them through a program, and so we've just been we had a consistent relationship with them, so they went ahead and did that affidavit of support for us. And then we also had one from
That old
David
trick.
for
Sorry, it shorted out for a minute. I got you. Okay,
Hello?
so that's not.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, it sounds like.
I think maybe you got a phone call or something. Nissa,
Something happened.
Nissa, can you hear me?
I can't hear you for some reason.
I think you got a phone call. Sometimes it knocks people. Can everybody else hear me in the comments? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know. All right, Nissa's out of here. Well, hopefully she'll come back and we can finish that call. Let's say hi to El Baji. Hello, El Baji.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm well. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool. I want to talk about with you with my.
Hey, El Baji, can I put you on hold? I'll come right back to you. Nissa came back. Let me get her finished up, and then I'll come back. Okay. All right, there we go. You're on mute. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can't hear you though.
You can't hear me?
I don't know what happened. Here, hold on a second.
Yeah, sometimes it's the headsets. Can you hear me now? Hello, am I on the air? First time caller, long time listener. Hello? Yeah, everyone else can hear us.
I don't know why I can't hear him anymore. That's so weird. Okay.
It is weird. All right, well, I'm gonna put you on hold, Nissa. Maybe we can figure it out. All right, El Baji, go ahead, buddy.
Hi, Jim. Yeah, I'm from Casablanca, Morocco.
Oh, my favorite
I know you
place.
have. Yeah, that is why I want to get in touch with you because I know you have a good experience with the embassy here. My case is stuck here at the embassy after my IR1 visa interview. Actually, the interview went smooth. Nothing. I have to say anything about it. After at the end, the visa officer asked me to send back. She gave me my passport and she asked me to send it back after my medical exam. And she asked me for some extra shot log. That's it, nothing else. After I passed my medical exam, I sent to my passport and the extra shot log that she asked me for to the embassy. I've been waiting for like 5 weeks. Then I didn't hear anything from them. After 5 weeks, they called me to let me know that my case requires administrative processing, and they sent me an form to my email. I have to file it and send it back to them. When I checked the form, it was DS5535. And yeah, when I noticed this, that was too shocking, because I was waiting for my visa to be printed, like on the end stage. Then they gave me the DS5535. When I've been looking all over online, I was, like really frustrating because I know everyone is just saying when they put you in this this 5535 is like you never know what can happen. It can take weeks, it can take months, it can take up to 1 year. You never know what can happen, and this is my case actually. I feel like I don't know where I stand anymore.
So tell me about your spouse. How did you meet your spouse?
I met her online.
And is she Arab?
No, she's American.
And has she been married before?
No.
Is there a big age gap?
Yes, it's quite a little bit.
Like what?
25.
Yeah, dude, that's why they think you're just you're just marrying her to get a green card. How many times has she
But
been over
but
to visit you?
rather than how many times she visit me?
How many times has she visited you?
3 times. 3 times.
And how
Each
many
time it was 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 weeks.
did you get married on the first trip, the second trip, or the third
Yeah,
trip?
the first trip. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I mean, come on. You're just handing them all kind. Why would you do that? Why would you get married on the first trip? That's crazy.
Because we got married on the first trip because on my background, I'm Muslim. Okay,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I
sure.
really yeah, you know why? Because we can't have any sexual relationship before marriage. That is why we both agree on this. It's something like that. And actually, this question, the visa officer asked me the same question, why I got married the first trip,
So
and I answered her
did
the same question, the
did
same
the
response.
did the officer do the interview in English or in Arabic?
English.
Did they yell at you at all? Were they nice or were they mean?
No, the way she was mean, like she didn't smile at all, she was like too serious.
Mhm. So, I mean, I've sued that Casablanca embassy like 60 times, right?
Yeah,
Like that's the embassy
uh,
I've sued the most. So you're probably going to have to sue them to get a decision.
I see. So do you think that they will keep me on hold for a long time after this war?
Yep.
But rather than the age, like our case, it looks really, really solid, like rather than this, my case looks solid, especially for me, and okay, my wife older than me, 25 years, but like if you see us, in our picture and things, you can say,
Yeah, but
and the visa officer
they've
is saying
had
that.
they've had like, I don't know, 4,000, 5,000 cases just like yours ahead of time. So they're suspicious when young Arab Muslim men marry white ladies from America. That's just how it is.
Uh, yeah, I want to say that. Uh, you don't think so that it will be the time for me now to go and sue them, or to wait a little bit because I
When
just
did
sent them
what's
the form
what's the
yesterday?
what's the approval notice of the I-130?
August 20 last year.
So the State Department's only had the case since August of last year.
The department states yes.
USCIS approved it in August of last year.
They approved me on the end of July and moved to NVC at the something August. Yeah.
So I think you should probably wait about a year. Wait at least for it to be a full year before you sue them.
So yeah, the next this August of this year.
Mm-hmm.
I
But
see.
hopefully you'll get it before then.
You think so that they may don't you think that she should have like invited me for a second interview or something? Because I heard people did be invited for a second interview, or with some Arabic guy in the embassy, but she never answer me asking me for that.
No, they don't even they would rather just sit on the case and just hope that you get divorced or something or frustrated. They're just going to sit on it. I mean, hopefully they won't. Hopefully your case will go right through, but it seems like the kind of case where they're going to sit on it to me.
I see, I see. But we're willing. Me and my wife, we've been talking about this. Because we're really into each other. We have a lot of things going on together. Like too much things we participate in together, and it is hard. Like for her to come move in, because I told her, like, if I know her situation, it is not easy for her to move in here. Because if that was the case, we really wouldn't care. For this. For them taking long or not.
All right, buddy. Well, keep us posted, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks, Albaji. All right. Somebody was wondering, if I've been to Morocco, yes. Amani and I went to Morocco in 2018, 2019 maybe. And we had a great 2019. That was for our 20th wedding anniversary. Yep. So it's great. I've been to Casablanca, Fez, Meknes, is that how you say it? And Chefchaouen. We didn't get to go to Marrakesh, but we're gonna go back. So hopefully we get there soon. Nissa's back. Let's see what she has to say.
Yes, I'm back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, great. So where were we?
So we were talking about I asked you a question about, we've already filed the I-130 and the 45 we filed in December.
Yep.
And so we're running up against the tax deadline. And so I'm asking if it would be best for someone who's trying to adjust their status. Which one is better, if it doesn't, or if it matters for us
Do
to
whatever
file
you
for my
do. I would say do whatever you want. Just keep working on more marital evidence. I wouldn't worry about that so much. Just whatever tax-wise makes the most sense. They can't, if they drag ass on giving you the work card, which gives you the social security number, they can't then complain that he doesn't have a social security number, so he can't be on your taxes because the IRS won't take it. So whatever's easier for you is what I would do.
Okay. And so the reason why I was thinking about doing the I-10 is because I filed my taxes last year. We were married 3 days before the year ended. And so I misunderstood I guess the rule as far as like when you change your status. So when I read that question, I answered single, but I was actually married. And so I just don't want to have another hiccup like that where I'm filing single again.
So this is a different question. So that's a different question. So on that one, I would so you said single, not married, filed separately.
I didn't do married filed separately. And then also too, whenever I did try to change it, it wouldn't let me because I didn't have his number either. I didn't have
Yeah. So I would say that as long as you can explain this stuff, if you have an interview, and as long as you have lots of other marital evidence, this is not going to be a big deal, and you should do whatever your accountant tells you to do. I don't know what the rule is on the IRS side when someone is married to a spouse that doesn't have a social security number. I don't know the tax rules about that. I know immigration wise, it makes your case stronger if you're both on there, but I also know that it's impossible, then you can't. So I'm not going to sweat it. To me, this is more a tax question than an IRS question. Whatever you do immigration wise, I'm cool with, because you're going to be really smart and you're going to submit lots of other marital evidence.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Jim.
Bye, Nissa. See ya.
Bye.
What a nice lady she was. All right, let's say hi to Tony. Hi, Tony.
Hi, Jim.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I have one question. My grandparents are green card holder, and they want to go to Philippines vacation wise. But then I wanted to know how long they can stay there before um, the USA is like get like the abandonment.
How long do they want to stay?
You wanted to stay at least a year.
Yeah, so they can apply for this thing called a reentry permit. A reentry permit, it's a form I-131. It lets them stay out of the United States for 2 years once it's approved.
Oh, okay. But what would you suggest? Like, how many months would you suggest? Like, that they can.
5. I mean, do they want to get citizenship, or are they just going to stay green card holders?
I think they just want to stay as a green card holder.
Well, I would encourage them to just go for 5 months, just so that if they've been here a long time and they think they might want to get their citizenship, then I wouldn't mess with it. I would say just 5 months.
Yeah. They've been here for like 4 years.
Yeah, so they're really close to getting their citizenship. I would say hang out here for a little while longer, get your citizenship, and then go. You can stay in the Philippines for 10 years if you want.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye, Tony.
Bye.
All right, Katerina had a nice, helpful suggestion. My wife and I filed jointly, me with the ITIN and my wife with SSN. That's certainly a possibility. And like I said, I'm totally cool with whatever. I just don't think it's that big of a deal either way, as long as you have lots of other marital evidence. And you can explain things tax-wise. All right, H is here. Let's say hi to H. What's up, H?
Hey, Jim, can you hear me?
I hear you just fine. Thank you very much.
So I'm an F1 student and I'm currently on OPT. My OPT is ending in May, and I'm in the process of extending my OPT. I'm a computer science student.
Yeah.
My question is, I am getting married in May, right? And
So May's going to be a busy month for old age.
I know for sure.
Yeah. Okay.
And
So your OPT's running. Your original grant is running out. You're getting married to a U.S. citizen.
yes.
Okay. Go ahead.
The thing is, I would like to travel to Morocco this summer. However, I was wondering if, knowing that I have a valid F1 visa for another year and a half, and that my F1 status is good, can I travel and come back without any problems, knowing that I will not file for adjustment of status?
But you'll be married to a U.S. citizen.
Yes.
Yeah, I think timing wise, this isn't an ideal approach, right? So I might sort of reconfigure things. And sometimes people in these situations like you, I have to say to them, you can have a lot of what you want, but you might not be able to have everything that you want, right? Like there's competing interests. And so I often encourage people to get out a piece of paper and try to write out what's the most important, right? So visiting Morocco, if that's the most important thing, then I wouldn't get married till after. Because that's going to cause you trouble. It's nice that you have a valid visa stamp in your passport. Have you filed for your OPT extension already?
I'm almost done with it.
Okay, so you're going to want to bring proof that you filed for that or whatever. If you get a receipt notice back in time, that would all be good. You want to protect yourself, right? So you want to bring as much proof that you can. Now, once you marry a U.S. citizen on an F1, those are sort of inconsistent. So in theory, I think it's very small chance, but in theory, some asshole customs official could keep you from entering the United States. I think the chances of that are very small. So I'm probably okay with you getting married and going overseas. But if you're a nervous type person who wants to do everything absolutely right and not ever be at risk, then I would get married when you come back.
That makes sense. Thank you.
That was easy. See you, H. Good luck with everything. I'm glad you got so many good immigration things cooking. See ya.
Thank you.
Yep. All right, Mary's here. Mari's here. Hi, Mari. You're on mute.
Just 1 second. Hi, Jim.
I like your hat.
Thank you. Believe it or not, I'm in Florida, and it's pouring here.
What can I help you with?
Okay. Well, I just have some questions about my case. I've been on your show a couple of times ago.
Okay.
And the first thing, I consulted with Emma online about the two cases that I have, one for my husband and the other one for my little child. And she told me that for both, the interview was waived. And I was very excited about this, but I haven't received any type of notification. Online on my case is still reviewing. We haven't received any letters. So
when did you file?
We filed on January this year.
Is your kid also in Florida?
Yes, they're both.
And you're married to a U.S. citizen?
I am the U.S. citizen.
So who'd you file for?
For both, for my husband and my child.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. Okay, yes. So is this an adopted child or your biological child or
my
what?
Biological child.
But they were born somewhere else?
Yes, my husband is from Uruguay, and my child was born in Bolivia. We were living in Bolivia 8 months ago.
I see. And so where's your husband right now?
He's here with me. We moved to the United States on it was July 27th last year.
Yeah.
And we filed the petition I-130 on December 2022. On January 2023, we filed the adjustment of status for both.
Okay, and we're pretty sure your kid is not a U.S. citizen?
No, because well, I actually have another child, an older daughter. And what I did is she was born overseas too. But since I was living in the United States before she was born.
Oh, you had enough time.
Yes, I did, but with my kid, I couldn't do that because I was living overseas. And there's like a rule they told me at the embassy that when the mother hasn't been on the United States physically, like from 5 years before the birth, you cannot give them the citizenship.
Were you born in the United States or did you naturalize?
I was born.
Boy, I'm not so sure the kid's not a citizen.
I know that's what they told me at the embassy.
Yeah, but they're morons. I mean, the kid might not be a citizen, but you can't just rely on that, because if the kid's a citizen, then the I-130 is a waste of time and has to be denied.
Okay.
So that's something to keep in the back of your mind. That's something worth exploring, whether the kid's a U.S. citizen. I don't have my Kurzban around here, but I'm pretty sure. No, you're right. How many years? So how old were you when the kid was born?
It was 2019. I'm 36 right now. I was 30. I was 30 something. I'm sorry. Yeah.
So when that kid was born, how many years in your life had you lived inside the United States?
Oh, the last time I was at in the United States, it was 2005.
Okay. So maybe not. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So now let's get to your question. So your question was about Emma and okay. So
Yes.
so here's
yeah.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
My husband received the employment authorization card on February, and we were happy because now he can work, and we just said, okay, when the I-485 is reviewed, I mean, it's not something that we need right now. As long as he can work, that's fine for us. So I reached Emma last week, and she told me about the case for both cases, and she told me that the interview was waived for both.
So here's the thing about the waiver, and I need to make a TikTok about this, because here's what I need people to understand. So for as long as people have been getting green cards based on marriage or family relationships, like your kid, as long as that's been true, there have been interviews. So as long as I've known about green cards, there have been interviews.
Yes.
Well, as you know, there's a huge backlog at USCIS. So USCIS is trying to speed things up. And so what they've said is, we've decided to not do interviews in every single case. Now, this whole machine has been built for 20 years around file the application, biometrics, background check, interview, right? Like an assembly line, every single case. So now the people from up above running the show, to their credit, are trying to speed things up. And they said, hey, we're going to change up the way we do things. So we've seen on this show and with our clients all kinds of weird things that have happened since that rule went into effect. I know they're trying to do a good job, but we've had people get a courtesy letter saying, send us the medical. We've had people get an RFE say, send us the medical. We've had people say, your interview has been waived, and then they wait 4 months for their actual green card. So you would think that if an interview's been waived, that means an immediate approval of the green card.
Exactly.
But apparently it doesn't. So I applaud them for what they're trying to do, but their systems are still working out the kinks. So I think you're just chilling because you've only been on file for 2 months. So I think you just treat it as, yeah, that's a good news. Hopefully I don't have to go do an interview, but it doesn't.
We're confident about going to an interview. I mean, we're a little bit scared because I know it depends on the agent that's gonna do the interview for us. But we have a legit marriage. We've been married since 2017.
Yeah.
And we supplied a lot of evidence. We sent the medicals. We sent everything. So
yeah. So I think you're sitting pretty. I mean, your case is only 2 months old. You're just sitting pretty.
Okay, perfect. And okay, and another question is, when we filed for my husband, we also filed for the advance parole, but on the biometrics notice for my husband, it just only said this was for the I-70 for the employment and for the 485. It was not for the advanced parole. So as soon as we got this, we knew that it was not going to be like a combo card. And
most people aren't getting combo cards these days. They're trying, again, a weird thing they're doing. They're trying to speed up the work card, so they've split it out and they're trying not to do combo cards. Although people are still getting combo cards, so I wouldn't worry about anything. I think you're doing great.
Yes, but my husband, he got a new job right now. He's working. It's like a contractor job, and he was talking to a friend who wants to invite him to a project, but the project is in Italy. And this is going to be like probably on May, June this year. So I don't know what to do about the I-131 since we have. Yes.
I would say try to find another job.
Okay.
If immigration is the most important thing, getting his green card squared away to me is the most important thing. I would put that on hold.
Okay. You wouldn't expedite the I-131?
I don't think they'll do it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. And with my kid, we didn't submit the employment form because he's a child. I know that last time you asked me why we didn't do that. So he doesn't have a social security number. Should we apply for that form right now, or should we wait for the I-485?
I'd go ahead and do it.
Okay, perfect.
There's no fee.
Yes, I know there's no fee, but I just don't want to backlog more the case.
You won't.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Mari. See ya.
Bye.
Minute. That's just a little break for Jim. Little sun cloud break. I'm back. We're here for another 20 minutes. So go ahead and let us know in the comments where you're watching from, especially if you're someone who hasn't introduced yourself before. We love hearing where you're watching from. We love talking to everybody on the call. Let's see what Santos has to say. Hi, Santos.
Hey, Jim. How you doing today?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. Hey,
what's up?
I have a case that I wanted to talk to you about. It was a case that I-130 that was filed in 2017.
Okay.
But that case has since been denied. But the case was denied at the time. Me and my ex-wife at the time were having problems. So when the case was denied, and she says she doesn't want to be married, but she wants to apply for me again. I was like, if we're not married, I don't see how we can apply again because it doesn't make sense.
Yep, I agree.
So, but at the time when the case was denied, I read it, but I was so disappointed. I did not really understand some of the wordings on the case.
Well, what was the basis of the denial?
The basis of the denial, it says because of the discrepancies in our testimony. And
are you inside the United States?
Yes.
Okay. All right. And so when did they deny it? So you had an interview. So you filed in 2017. When did you have your interview?
We had an interview in 2018.
Which field office?
Into Dallas field office.
And when did it get denied?
It was denied in 2020.
Okay, so that was a long time ago.
Yeah. So but I've since I'm currently married to a U.S. citizen, and
a new person.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So I found we've filed a new I-130. They approved the work authorization, and with the advanced parole, it was denied because the reason they say they denied it was because it says fraud and misrepresentation.
Oh, so you're in that trick bag of your new marriage might be real, but we think your old marriage is fake, so we're not going to give you jack squat.
So that's what I'm suspecting. So that I went back to the decision of the previous marriage, and I saw when they say the marriage appeared to have been entered for the purpose of
immigration benefit.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's not good. So what's the question?
So my question right now, because when I saw that, I started researching, and then I kind of started understanding the meaning of what the wording they used in the denial.
Yeah, yeah.
So right now, what I'm doing is I'm trying to I wanted to talk to you to see if there's any way you can help me with, because even with the new application, they already sent me the interview notice.
Oh, they're ready. They got the knives out.
Yes,
Same Dallas field office.
yes,
So here then comes the question, and I'd be happy to look at the prior denial notice.
yes.
But so I should do a video called "There's lots of ways to have your green card case denied." So on the one hand, they can say, Santos, we don't really feel like you've proven your case. We don't think this is a real marriage. And then over here, they can say, Santos, you lying son of a bitch. This is a totally fake case. You only got married to get a green card. We don't believe a thing you say, and we're never going to give you an immigration benefit for the rest of your life. So that's sort of two ends of the spectrum on a denial, right? So the
Yes.
closer you get to the son of a bitch end, the harder it is to ever get any immigration benefits. So without seeing the denial notice, it's hard for me to say how bad it was. So I'd be, like I said, I'd be happy to see the old denial. You can send it to me, right? But
Yeah.
like, what were the kinds of things they said were discrepancies? Are they things that you don't have to necessarily say what they were, but do you think that a reasonable person, not you, that a reasonable person would believe the discrepancies, or are they like, oh my God, he doesn't even know where her birthmarks are?
No, it wasn't anything about my ex-wife. It wasn't anything. It was the discrepancy on how our first date and second date, those kind of discrepancies.
So you got separated at the interview,
Yes,
and
and
you
then
didn't have a lawyer.
I had a lawyer, but my lawyer at the time was my assessment was inexperienced,
But
and
did the
I don't.
lawyer? Well, the reason I want to know about the lawyer is, was the lawyer in the room with you and with your wife when people
Yes,
were?
he was.
So when the interview was over, I've been to many of these. Everyone turns to the lawyer when you're out on the street outside of the building, and they say, "Hey, lawyer, how did that shit go?" And I've had to say, "You guys sucked. Your stories didn't match at all." Or I say, you were inconsistent on a couple of things. What did the lawyer say about
He
how?
said we were inconsistent in some of the things, some of the reply we gave in our testimony.
So this is interesting. You said that the old ex-wife, is still talking to you, which I find surprising because you're married to a new person. You probably shouldn't be talking to your old wife. But
No, I don't.
it-
I really don't. Not to cut you off.
yeah, you're fine.
I don't talk to her. What she would do, she would always sometimes reach out, ask me how I'm doing, but I don't talk to her. I explained to you, even my wife right now. She knows about it, and everything is open. She understands. She knows about it.
That's
She's
good. Okay, so here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say. So they don't let me, believe it or not, they don't let me sign up cases anymore with old fraud unless we all talk about it in the office.
yes.
So because I get very optimistic, I'm like, man, I really like that Santos. I had fun talking to him on the show. I really want to sign up his case. I think we can help him. But then they all yell at me and hit me with the shoe and say, you dummy, we can't win this case. So I don't know because I haven't seen your decision. But what I'll say is, if it's really, really bad in the old decision, then you're probably not going to get an immigration benefit off this new case. But if it's stuff that we can explain, and if we can get a long statement from you explaining why there were inconsistencies, and a long statement from your ex-wife, and get a statement from her that says, yeah, we made these mistakes, but it was a real marriage, and give a bunch more, like we have to reprove the old marriage. We have to reprove the old marriage and win this case. So it's a big old case, especially with your damn interview coming up. When is it?
It's on the 2nd of May.
Yeah. So what? And did you use a lawyer for this case or no?
Yeah, I used a lawyer to file it.
Yeah, man. So if I were the lawyer, that lawyer's got to be ready to fight the old case and this case. It's a big project. Like if you were to hire us, I would probably enter my appearance, ask for a postponement, and try to get the case ready for the interview. Because if you go in on May 2nd and just say, yeah, that shit was real, and let's just focus on this marriage, they're going to deny you, especially if they've already, and we know because they've already denied your advance parole. So you're on their shit list.
So my question right now is, I've been watching and I've been listening to your to the show.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to see if I can send the old decision so you can take a look at it and see if there's anything we can do about it and on what we can do about
Here's
it.
what I'll say. I'm willing to do it if you do one thing. You got to do some of the work ahead of time, okay?
Okay.
So right now, I guess you have it saved as a PDF. Do you have it saved as a PDF?
Yes.
I need you to convert that to a Word document or a Google document.
Mm-hmm.
And then each paragraph where they say something bad about you, you need to write underneath it why they're wrong. And then that'll help me figure out whether or not I believe we can win. Does that make sense?
Do I need to print it out to do that?
You can do it. You can do it however you want. You're going to send me USCIS's version. These are the 5 ways we think you lied to us. And then I need you to explain to me why those aren't lies, why those are just mistakes. That's what I'm saying. If you'll do that work, and don't just send me one sentence.
Yes.
You need to really need to set out why they're wrong for each bad thing they say about you. And then I'll see if I believe you. And then I'll try to convince some people around here who won't want me to take your case. Does that make sense?
Yes, that's fair.
Okay, get to work. Send it to me.
What was the email, if you don't mind?
Yeah, it's info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. They'll put it. It's on the screen all the time. info@hackingimmigrationlaw.com. You can come back and read it when you watch the video.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye, Santos. Hang in there, buddy.
All right. Thank you.
All right, bye. All right. Let's say hi to Nathana. Hi, Nathana. Nathana had a face on her after listening to old Santos.
So, Jim, I have a quick question. I filed my green card under my maiden name because I thought it had to match my passport. So my green card is under my maiden name, but I went to the Social Security office and changed everything. So all my driver's license, everything, Social Security card, everything is under my married name. My question is, when I file the N-400, for me to change the name, do I file under the married name or do I ask at the interview to change it?
I'd file it on the name of your green card and then change it at the interview.
Okay, gotcha. That's all I have today.
Good luck.
Thank you.
You got it. All right. Lou Liu is here. Hello.
Hi. Hello.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm great. What's up?
Yeah, I have a quick question, honestly, because I'm a little worried if I can. So I want to travel, and 2 days I have a ticket flight to my hometown. So I did a marriage, and I got a green card for 2 years. It's expired. I extended, and I received the I-79797 notice of action.
You
Hold
on. You filed an I-751 to remove the conditions.
Yes, I-751 to remove condition, and I got the notice of action I-797, the form, the document. So with the expired green card and with I-797, can I travel? It's extension later for 48 months they gave me.
Yeah.
With these 2 things and passport, can I travel, or I need something extra like stamp, or I read the travel pass or something?
You're good to go. How long are you going to be gone?
Sorry?
How long will you be gone?
Just for 1 week because I have some emergency, and that's why only 1 week.
You're fine. So you have you have a valid passport that's not about to expire. You have your old green card, and you have the 4-year extension letter.
Yes, correct.
That's all you need.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just worried about because I read a lot of things. When I will re-enter, they will accept these 2 things, expired green card and this paper. Only this I'm worried about.
That's all you need.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye-bye. Good luck.
Bye-bye.
Safe travels. Yep. All right. Daniel's here. Hi, Daniel.
Hello, Jim.
How you doing?
Great. I have a question. So I am I was an F1 student who received a green card about a year ago, and I filed 130 and 485 all within the United States.
Okay.
However, I recently, it's been the Korean consulate saying that there's a but here's what the letter said. I received the final notice of cancellation of registration for post. So basically saying that my visa was canceled and any petition approved for on behalf was also canceled.
But you have your green card?
Yes, I already have my green card. But the only thing is, this one was from, I looked at the code, the receipt code, and then it's from Seoul. I never filed anything from the Seoul. I did everything within the United States. Should I disregard this letter?
I wouldn't disregard it. What I would probably do is do a Freedom of Information Act request from the State Department and from the USCIS. It's free. And just ask for a complete copy of your immigration file. It sounds like they mistakenly notified state that you were going to consular process and still went ahead and gave you your green card. That's really weird.
So where should I get it? Sorry.
So for USCIS, there's a form called a G639. So you want to file a G639 online and ask USCIS for a complete copy of your immigration file. I would start with there. And you might see some letter in there from USCIS to the National Visa Center about your case. I would start with that.
Okay, got it.
It's free.
Okay, thank you.
All right, bye, Daniel.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, buddy. All right, Syed's here. Hello, Syed.
Hi, how are you doing?
Great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Hey, so I applied for fiance visa last year in August, and after that, I got married in December. Then I applied in this year, February. I applied for I-130, and I want to know that should I withdraw my fiance visa, because fiance visa I filed with the lawyer, and the lawyer said that you don't have to worry about it. Will deny it automatically or withdraw automatically. So I'm just concerned.
So you had a pending I-129, you married someone, and then you filed an I-130 for them, and you're wondering if you should formally withdraw the I-129F?
Yes.
I would formally withdraw the I-129F, and I would send it by Federal Express or something that I can prove they received it.
Okay. All right. That's fine. And do you know the timeline for I-30, how much time it's taking to get it approved?
At USCIS, about a
Yes.
year, a year and 2 or 3 months.
Year and 2 or 3 months. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's it. Thank you.
Bye, Syed. All right, everybody. That'll do it for today's show. I'm off to take Noor to the orthodontist. I hope you all have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow for episode 352, and we'll be back at our usual time, 4 p.m. Central. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Have a great night, and I'll see you next time.